Well, hi, it's Marcus, and welcome to another Zooming with. It is the Adelaide Fringe sessions, and speaking to me now via Zoom is the delightful Carlie Hunter. Carlie's going to be playing Adelaide Fringe 2024 with a brand new show. It's called Red District. We're going to find out all about it. Hello, Carlie. How are you today?
Hello, I am fantastic. It's nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
My absolute pleasure. Now, you've just finished a class, I've heard. Yes?
I have just finished a class, a very hard heels class at my studio, the Pole Boutique.
My goodness. Have you saved some energy for me?
I have plenty of energy, don't worry.
Yay! Awesome. All right. So 2024 Adelaide Fringe is knocking at our door. It's just like not only, I think it's about 2 weeks away. It's very, very close, maybe 2.5 weeks. How excited are you for it?
I'm very excited, very nervous. As we've moved from like a smaller venue into the Octagon now, so moved into the bigger venue, there is a little bit more, I'm feeling a little bit more pressure than I had previously, but we have created kind of like 50% of a new show than what we did last year. So I'm actually really excited to get into that venue and actually to use the rigging and use the production value that the Octagon has. So very excited.
It's a big space. It's going to be great. Now, House of Hunter Productions have been around for a while. What other shows have happened that people might know you from?
I just came up with the company a few years ago. Actually, COVID year was the time that I came up with the company. So we did a show called Lost that also featured in the UKO. And previously before that, I've just kind of used the company to run competitions and state performance things for the pole dancing industry, so which I've been involved in for a really long time. So we kind of now streamlined out of that into more of creating opportunity, facilitating more work for artists in South Australia, which I'm very, very passionate about. Yeah, and so then Red District is kind of our second big production.
I saw Lost and it got incredible reviews. It was amazing, a really, really good show. And like you just said, South Australian talents. I mean, I love Australian talents, but when it's South Australian talent, it even means more something to me, something special. It was an incredible show. So I actually have not seen or heard much about Red District yet. So I'm really championing a bit to see it. But of course, today we're going to find out all about it. How does Red Districts differ from Lost?
Lost was kind of based around a friend of mine, Carlie Hunter, who is a known contemporary dance artist in South Australia who had a lot of different types of challenges, I guess, health-wise, in her life. And so we kind of came up with this idea based around that. And it was a very contemporary style show with kind of like a following storyline. Whereas this show was kind of based around a small opening production that I did at an event called Miss Pole Dance South Australia. We came up with the idea afterwards, and a friend of mine, Hugh Parham, he was the Frank Ford Award winner from last year. I just had this idea in my head that I wanted him to come and be in the show. So I had to really persuade Hugh to kind of step out of maybe a realm of things that he would normally do, and then come and jump on now. So this show is a little bit more less storyline, more innuendo. It's very sexy, very comedy based. So there's a lot of Hugh in the show, and it's more kind of thrilling, amazing aerials, dance. Yeah, and we kind of like touch on sexuality in a palatable and kind of funny way.
So, Carlie, how many performers are in the show?
That's a very good question. I just added 2 more performers to the show. So I think we have 8 performers now. So we had 7 last year. Some of the aerialists have changed over. And we just added a couple burlesque dancers to the show. One of them is actually quite well known, I think, in South Australia, Holly Millier. Just Holly X, we've just joined in, and then Caitlin Burney. So they're joined in to kind of be like stage kiddies, and I think they'll add a really good performance factor into the show and creating a nice environment for us.
You've got some incredible artists in the show that are really quite iconic in the industry in Adelaide. So, kudos for that for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
So Adelaide Fringe, what does it mean to you? How does, being involved in the 2024 year, what does that mean to you coming back again?
Yeah, performance really, really, I think for a lot of artists, I think it's something that's really important to who we are, not just for creating work, but also just it's who we are as people. And I feel like if I'm not having an opportunity to create and do things, then I'm not really being true to myself and who I am. And so this year, I changed over some of the cast because I really wanted to give more people more opportunity. And I said this previously, but for me, Fringe and performing in general and creating productions is not only about having an opportunity to do that for myself, so to use my creative outlet, but also to provide opportunity and try to facilitate younger performance opportunities for people, because I feel like when I was younger, I didn't really know how to break into Fringe or how to kind of get involved in those type of things. And now I have this amazing studio with this big community. I get to see and meet all of these performers who are just untapped, untouched talent. And so then for me, it's like really, really special to be able to provide them that opportunity now that I have a little bit more of the ability to, but also for myself to be able to show a little bit of myself on stage and still get to do the other things that I like, which is getting on the aerial, on the fly pole and dance and all of that stuff. So
the studio that we're looking at behind you, is that where you do all your rehearsals?
We will not in this particular room. This is a tiny room within the studio, but yeah, most of the rehearsals are done kind of like as in kind through the studio. So I'm very lucky to have this space. We actually opened this space after Lost. So we when COVID came in, so we were open for a week and then it shut down. So we didn't really get to use this space last time. So it's been super helpful the last 2 years to have an aerial space and a dance space to actually be able to create the work, which I know not every artist has the ability to do. Very, very privileged and lucky to do so.
And how long have you been rehearsing this new show for this year?
We did Glenelg Winter Arts Festival last year. We had a little bit of a break, and so maybe since like September, October, we've started to get back together and start to rehearse things and work out what we're going to change. And with Hugh's actually in the show a lot more now, because I just think that he is the funniest, most amazing human out there. So we wanted to try to implement Hugh even more into the show. So yeah, I'm really excited for people to see the new version, because I think it's elevated it to that next level.
And have you got to the bit now, obviously, with the rehearsals, the endless hours of rehearsing and hours, and I don't know if people realize, but hours and hours and hours of personal time goes into this kind of stuff to put on a show. Have you got to the point in the rehearsing now that you're just ready to get on stage and give them what you got?
I will not lie, we are nowhere ready to get on stage. We have done a lot of rehearsal. We only have just added Holly and stuff to the show, so I am ready, but these next couple of weeks I'm very grateful for, so that we can kind of finish it off. I don't want to say I'm perfectionist, but I like the show to be clean, so I'm happy to have that little bit of extra time, but we are definitely ready to get on stage and show everyone the show.
Well, it's great because Octagon puts you on a whole nother level. I mean, being such an amazing big space to work in, I can't remember how many people that holds. Is it up to about 300, I think?
So it's 420.
420, yeah. So it's a big space, and
Yeah.
a good run of shows there. So I'm just wishing you all the best for a total sold out season. Judging by your previous shows, the Winter Arts, which I saw also, and the Lost one, I've got no doubt that you guys are going to absolutely smash this.
I hope so.
Tell me, obviously Adelaide Fringe means so much to so many of us locals. What's another show that you're really looking forward to seeing this year?
Oh, there's so many shows. Like I actually haven't been able to go and see a lot of Hugh, so I'm very sad that Hugh was not performing elsewhere this year. I haven't been able to have a look. A show actually that Gluttony runs that I haven't seen before is on right before us, is Matador, so I'd actually really like to go and see that show. But a really good friend of mine, Mona, has got a show on. She's a comedian, a South Australian comedian who is just such a funny person, very natural. So I'm really looking forward to being able to go and support her new show, A Pale Necklace, I think it's called. Yeah, so hopefully everyone should get along and go see her as well. So
You know what I really enjoy, Carlie, about this time, of our lives is that, we do have some incredible talents, homegrown talent in South Australia. And I'm really excited that, for the first time in such a long time, in many, many years, that I'm finding a lot of this incredible talent is actually staying here in Adelaide and, putting on these shows, producing these shows and doing these things in our own town instead of always having to travel off overseas or interstate or whatever. I'm so grateful for that. Another thing, obviously, that feeds off of that is that, we need those audiences to come out and support these kind of shows. And I do believe it's all starting to happen now. So, kudos to you for staying here and doing incredible things. And of course, your team, your troupe.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to Gluttony for giving me the opportunity too to take the show into a bigger realm because, it's not something that you get an opportunity to do all of the time. And I have two little girls. I have two little 2-year-old twins, identical girls. So traveling's just not really an option really for me anymore. So, and I used to do a lot of it. So I'm just really grateful that we have such a massive festival in our own state that we can be a part of. And it kind of keeps me nice and happy fulfilled for the whole year. So.
That's wonderful. At this point in your life, Carlie, what are you most proud of?
I would have to say my children, to be honest. It's not something I ever thought I would do, but I'm just really happy to have a community that I have around my studio. I do, like a lot of people come into this space that are, not confident with who they are and that are kind of looking to find other like-minded people and who want to do better for themselves. And so I'm really actually proud to have a space where I'm providing that for people, where people belong and they're able to find talents that they have and have opportunities and be supported by like-minded people. So, probably my studio and the community that I've built is definitely my most proudest moment.
Carlie Hunter, you are an absolute joy and a beautiful soul to talk with. As we sign off, tell everybody why they should turn off their Netflix, get on their phones or their laptops and book some tickets and come and see your show. Why?
Oh, you know what? Art drives us as humans and it makes us happy. It fulfills us. There is art everywhere around us. Our lives do not exist without art. Everywhere you look, it is there. And so it's really important for us to support art and to help each other. And all the artists I know, they're very grounded, beautiful people, and we need more of that in this world. We need more good, kind-hearted souls supporting each other. So please get out and see as many shows as you can. Of course, I'd love for you to come and see Red District, but see as many South Australian grown shows as possible. Yeah.
Carlie Hunter, Red District plays from 6th of March to the 17th of March in Gluttony at the Octagon, which of course we all know by now is in the east end of the city. An amazing precinct. I love it. A great little venue down there. Please support Carlie. And of course, the Red District. And Carlie, thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope I see you at the show too.
You know you will, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye.